I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. Got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up. I don't have.
Now the next one's a cultural item that's really big throughout the Asian countries as a whole. Don't disrespect the elders. In their culture, the elders have the highest respect, and you're going to see this being honored in everyday life, especially when it comes to like that public transportation. There are going to be different colored seats that are reserved for the handicapped. You want to make sure, not only the handicapped, but the elders or the pregnancy folks or need some kind of help, so make sure you're aware of that. And it's not uncommon, even if they're full, to have the younger folks stand to give seats to the elders. So just keep that in mind. The elders are king, and treat them with the respect that they really do deserve, no matter what country you're from. The next one is probably good common sense, no matter where you're from, is that's politics. It's not a good idea usually to discuss the Taiwan-China issue. There's really two distinct camps on there, and you risk pissing off one group or the other. So it's better just not to discuss that. You're probably not well versed on it anyway, so like most political stuff, just keep that to yourself. Hey, the next one, I didn't really learn about too much later visiting Taiwan. I have a brother-in-law that is very spiritual into the Buddhist way, and he generally takes us to worship on Saturdays at his favorite temple. And there's a cultural thing, is you should never enter or exit the temple with the wrong foot. And what I mean by that is, especially in the Taoist temples on there, is because when you're entering, you should start with your left foot. And when you're exiting, you should exit with your right foot. Just one of those things that part of the culture. I don't know the real reason why, but like I said, it's simple. When you go in, use your left foot. When you go out, use your right foot. Just keep that in mind when visiting the temples to be the most correct visitor you can be. The next one, you don't get as much hassle as you used to with the preferable amount of cameras and vloggers and YouTubes. It is really polite to not take photos without asking the person, especially like going into a business. They're very accommodating people that generally say no problem, but it is a good idea to be respectful if you're going to be doing a lot of filming within a private space, to ask first. It's becoming more and more acceptable to see people filming in public. I don't know exactly what the law is, but it's not usually a big deal. Sometimes you'll run into some local businesses that might kind of chase you out because they think you're spying on them for maybe local developers or something. But generally, if you just ask first, you're generally going to get a thumbs up. It's okay. So it's just a polite thing to do. Here's now one of those cultural things. They have a tremendous amount of temples. It's one of the greatest parts of their culture. One of the coolest things you're going to see, even throughout the city, will be monks. But there's one big rule: don't touch the monks. Again, I don't know exactly why, but it's just not something you're supposed to do. It's actually like forbidden to touch them, even if you're handing them a donation. Let them take it from you. Just kind of observe what the locals are doing, and you'll be able to fit in fine. Here's another cultural one, and this actually goes against their superstitions. Don't underestimate their superstitions. They have a lot of them. You got Ghost Month, you got all kinds of ones. And one of the most common Westerns to do, because it just seems so easy, is when they're practicing with their chopsticks, is they just want to just stick it into the food like a big spear. And that kind of represents death on there, so you don't want to do that. They also have superstitions against certain letters, like the number 4, because it sounds like death in their language. So things like that should be avoided as well. There's plenty and plenty of other tips on YouTube for exactly these types of items, and I look to make some of those videos in the future as well. But right now it's just a quick thing. Respect their superstitions if they mention to them, and just be aware they have a lot of them. Here's another kind of cultural item: is don't make excessive physical content. contact. They're very demure in nature, so just business situations, a simple handshake, maybe with a slight bow, even though that's kind of a more of a Western type of move on there. They're not really into hugging, kissing the cheek, so they're not really into that European or like South America type of contact. So just a little physical contact in the form of a handshake, a nod of the head, maybe a slight bow is more than necessary, is all that's necessary when interacting initially or being greeted amongst one another. So just keep that in mind. They're really not huggy-feely type of people. This is another one of those items that you should stay away from. It's kind of in that political thing is not just simply how you refer to them as just being Chinese. There's a big part of the country was Aboriginals. They've been there, they're the indigenous people of the island. And there's a big group that really can identify with being Taiwanese. There's another group that had come over and fled from the mainland and have more Chinese identification to them. It's just better not to bring it up, or maybe just refer to them as Taiwanese if you didn't know. They'll let you know if they have a personal preference. So again, just kind of keep that on the DQ and you'll be okay. All right, I think we're getting to the end here. I probably should have started with this one because my wife harped on it to me when I first went there over 25 years ago. Is never insult somebody in public. It is actually a criminal offense and it's punishable by detention on there for a pretty good time, maybe up to a year, or a fine up to 10,000 Taiwan dollars. The last time I checked, it's like 330 bucks. So don't break any rules or laws, in Taiwan. The penalties are pretty swift and severe. But the good thing is it keeps the country very, very safe. You don't have to worry about it. It's not like being in China. They are the democratic country. But remember, if you insult somebody in public, it could earn you a trip to jail. At the very least, they might just kick your ass. So keep that in mind. Well, that brings you to the end of this video. Keep in mind, Taiwan is a beautiful island country. There's many places to see. There's lots to do. However, just keep in mind that these things that you don't want to do, those faux pas and screw-ups being an ugly Westerner, and make sure you don't miss out on all the fun stuff that you want to do there as well. I really hope you found this video interesting and helpful, and if you do, make sure you give me a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and until next time, have a terrific time in Taiwan.